Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, and happy Thursday. Welcome to our weekly live. And today, welcome on LinkedIn, welcome on Facebook, welcome on Instagram, and on YouTube. So, today, when we go cross platform, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. And type for me if you're watching live and say hi, Rasha. And if you're catching a replay, hashtag replay. Today, as I said, like I posted for you, I'm going to answer question very, very important one about compatibility. Hello, hello. Hi, back to you. Hi, Aya. So, compatibility in relationships. This is very, very important. How do I know I'm in a compatible relationship with a compatible partner? And what does it require? And let's get deep about this because lots of people have issues in their relationships and they can easily give up on it, or even before starting a serious relationship there are things that you have to look out for. So let's get started, and I would love to start with something like how to understand what do I mean by compatible. Like some people you feel off around them, you don't feel yourself, you're not happy being around them, you cannot express yourself really, like there is no compatibility, like I do not feel it's safe, right? If I know when I gonna tell him or tell her anything, I'll be criticized, I'll be judged, I'll be like there will be sarcasm. So this does feel off for me because, as before I said in previous videos, what kills any relationship are three things: criticism, sarcasm, and comparison. So if you want to kill any relationship, you must be doing one of these habits, and most people do it unintentionally, so it's like subconsciously they are not aware of it because this is who they kind of identify with. All right, so what tells me that I am in a compatible relationship? Well, some people, maybe one person feels compatible and the other person doesn't feel so, and one day he or she will say like, this is not working for me, I don't think it's right. And the person who feels compatible would be like surprised, like, why, what's wrong? And in order to make this easy for you, I have made like a simple diagram. So here I'm sharing it with you here on my it well, because I am like, okay, so there is a square, and inside the square there is a circle, right? You can see that, right? So the person who feels compatible, like let's name the square like as person A and the circle as person B. So the circle feels compatible because his needs are met, or her needs are met. They are contained inside the square, so there is no problem. But for the square has edges. And as you see here, the pinkish area, it means that this is unmet needs. So the circle should feel fine, but the square has unmet needs. And this is when you know that you are in a one way, or we call it like, yes, one way compatibility. So one person feels compatible, but the other one actually doesn't feel this compatibility. All right. So that's just, I said, like this will make it easy so everybody can relate. And I love, like, if you can relate, type the word relate for me. Like, yeah, thank you, thank you. So I know that you are following up with me. So let's say now what happens. Okay. So why does people get in relationship and stay in relationship and it doesn't feel compatible for them? Like I always said, like this happens because you are not your true you when you first met or when you first connected. Each one like was wearing a certain mask in order to meet the expectation of what the other person would love them to be, or what the other person would be happy to see in them. And when these masks fall, then they discover they are not compatible because each one is totally different. And then so why people then, when they discover they are totally different, why do they stay together? Well, compatible does not actually mean that you have to be identical, but there are things in common between you that you feel comfortable and love sharing with each other. Like for example, you may be a thorough reader, a teacher, like a researcher, and your partner is not into this at all, but there are other things that you share together and makes you feel compatible for each other. Okay, and specifically trust, laughter, Do you love together? Do you enjoy spending time together? Do you trust each other with your secrets, or like you feel like well, this is not for me, I'm not going to talk about this, and I will never share this with him, or I never share this with her, and because I don't feel safe, she's going to judge me, or he's going to judge me, he's going to criticize me. I don't feel like, I don't want to do that. So it's incompatible. All right. So first of all, this what really like as easy to explain, that people are wearing masks in order to fit the other person expectation. And this is not necessarily who they really are. They do not feel safe expressing themselves. And this unsafety comes from, maybe they feel like, well, I loved my someone like an authority figure, like a dad, a mom, an uncle, a teacher, a coach, so much, and try to impress them so much in my life. And by like along the way, they did not really made me feel welcome, or they were maybe like they did not feel like, I didn't feel accepted, or I didn't feel I was heard. And then I learned the early way that like love, or like expressing myself really is not safe. So how do I protect myself? I am like a cactus plant. You know, the cactus, it has lots of spikes. So like I prefer to be like a cactus. Nobody approaches me. So I'm protecting myself. Okay. So as well, it goes back to all before you met this girl or this young woman or this guy. So I am in a cactus state, so nobody like hurts me again. Okay. So I want to say here, okay, so why do people stay in relationships which does not actually feel compatible for them? Well, it's a matter of a habit, because people become addicted to certain patterns. It could be, by the way, it could be criticism, it could be sarcasm, they could be addicted to them. Like when I am in the presence of this person, I know that he's gonna criticize me, but criticism for me, I have been brought up with it. So this feels like safe, this feels like home for me. So it's feeding this need in me. So I'm staying stuck in this relationship. I'm choosing to do that subconsciously. I'm not aware of that. Like I do not like, because once you are aware, you will make a different stand, and you can definitely transform the relationship 180 degrees. 180 degrees. I have seen it happen with all my clients. I have seen it happen many, many times. But it starts with awareness. Like you have to be aware what are your patterns. So people again stay in a relationship which we call quote unquote dysfunctional. And dysfunctional means that people are quarreling there, are not free to express themselves. They are criticizing each other. Like it's not a safe environment. Why do they stay? I spoke before about something called the pain body. Simply as to explain it to you guys, the pain body is as easy as possible, is a negative entity feeding on negative emotions that lives inside each one of us. It's a like, okay, so it's like, there's like, don't be scared, it's not spooky wooky, this is true. So it is whatever negativity inside you feeds on, whatever feeds on negativity, we call it the pain body. And it's very, very tricky. It stays dormant. It means like it's like in a sleep mode, it's not activated until it has somebody with the kind of the same body that's gonna attract it. So that's why you find like in groups, people who gossip a lot have gossiping friends. They cannot stay with people who are like talking about goals, ambitions, leadership, the possibilities, how they can multiply their income. Like they cannot tolerate that. They want to stay in communities where they gossip about other people or they criticize other people. So they are there and they love being together. Misery loves company, by the way. They stay together to feed each other negativity. There is this negative place, like whenever you're surrounded by toxic people, ask yourself, what's inside me that's attracting these people to me? Because you cannot be like honestly very positive and having big goals, as I said, and ambitious and very busy with your life, and be finding harmony with people who are talking about their past traumas. They do not want to get over it. They are talking about how, like, I'm ill, I'm sick. Well, if you're sick, talk to your doctor. Don't talk to people about it unless they can help you with it, right? So why are you spreading this poison, which I call the toxicity? And this is actually the food for the pain body. All right. So if you're asking why am I staying in a relationship and I know it's dysfunctional or is I'm not compatible with the other person, this is basically the reason, because it's feeding the needs in you for the negative patterns that you were brought up with. I hope this is clear for everyone. So how do I know that I am in an incompatible relationship? What are the criteria for me? Well, I'll ask you like three simple questions. Do you laugh together? Like, because laughter heals, guys. Like, laughter is so much fun. You spend time laughing together and it's like talking about funny stuff. Is this something you do together? Because it's very important for a healthy relationship or long-term relationships. If you're not laughing together, everyone will think like, oh my God, this is so edgy. Well, this is not for a relationship or a long-term healthy place to be in. All right. Another one. Do you miss them? When they are not around for you. It's buffering a little bit. Yes, here. Thank you for last thing, like, do I mean, do I feel safe talking to them about what really bothers me, about my day? I'm not scared to be judged. I'm not like, this is very important in any healthy relationship. If it was actually with your spouses or with your kids, like, are you safe environment for your kids to share with you what bothers them or what they are worried about, or they are just like they're avoiding you, they're spending more time alone in their rooms, they do not want to be around because they know they will hear what they want to hear. Like, be honest with yourself. So let's like recap together. When we know like compatibility, there is one way compatibility sometimes, and here is like for you guys, I explained this at the beginning. It's like the relationship of the circle and the square. Some people inside the relationship, their needs are met, and these are like the example of the circle, but the square has edge point and there are unmet needs, and that's why this is where the dissatisfaction in a relationship usually happens. And how do you know that you are in a healthy relationship or a compatible relationship? If you laugh together, if you miss them really when you are away from each other for a long time, if you trust them with your secrets and you feel safe sharing anything with them. This is very important to know. And why people stay in unhealthy relationship, they are addicted to old patterns and they are feeding the pain body in them, which feeds only on negativity. And any what is negativity in, or again, like, it's any negative emotion when you're not feeling good, like gossiping, like jealousy, control, sarcasm, criticism. All these are negative patterns which you may feel comfortable you activate in the presence of the other person. And this is why we say like, okay, they're staying in this functional relationship, although they are not feeling good together. That is why you are feeding each other's pain body, you are feeding each other negativity, and that's why you stay together, and it's incompatible. All right, guys, how do you get out of this pattern? By first bringing awareness, understanding what's inside you, working on you inside the relationship, and understanding that your partner did not create your buttons or did not create the criticism, or he did not do anything or she did not do anything. They just are there because in order for you to heal inside the relationship, they are actually helping you to heal by pushing these buttons that they did not create. They actually pushed them. They were created long time ago. Okay, I hope this makes sense about compatibility in a relationship. And it's way better when you know each other for a longer period of time and see each other for like in different situations before getting involved in further relationship and having like it has consequences in the life of others depending on it as well. So the longer to see them in different situations, then you will be able to see the bigger picture and make a better decision rather than rushing and then seeing like how can I get out of it. Okay, so if you're already in the relationship and you have kids and blah blah blah, so then you have the chance to work on you inside the relationship. And this is always what I recommend for anybody who honestly I work with, never to quit the relationship until they healed inside it, and then they make it their decisions. All right, I hope this helps. That was our Q&A for today about compatibility in relationships. I hope you find it insightful. Thank you so much for whoever was able to join me, and let me know if you have any other comments. And we always come up with our lives answering one or two of your questions that we received during the week. Have an awesome rest of the day and stay safe. Bye bye, everyone. Bye.